minutes.
Second.
Have motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Minutes approved. Okay, department comments starting today with Mike Gardner. There he is. He'll hopefully lost somewhere. Elephant walk.
Saying a word.
So this is a request for a street vacation. This is off of the new MLK, just south of our water tank that everybody is familiar with. There's a plan to redevelop this block, and the rights of ways here were platted, early in the city's history, and they're generally extremely wide. So here's the vacation request here. That shaded area is the portion that they want us to vacate, and you'll notice that what we're keeping as right of way is generally what our standards are today, or a little more, with somewhere around a 60-foot right of way. This is unusable land that can be reverted back to the developer to assist him in his development plans.
Any questions for Mike? Okay. Thank you, sir. Tony, you're up.
All right, good afternoon, Mayor and Council. We have 6 applicants today.
Okay.
First one we have is for Kent Store Development LLC for Kent Quick, store number 922. They're applying for a retail beer retail beer off premises only, and retail table wine off premises. They're located at 7022 Highway 82 East. And that's just the area view of that one. All right.
Your district, yeah.
That was on Highway 82.
Whose district's that in at?
I double check with you. I think that both of the next two, this one and they have another store. Both of those are in the PJ, but I'll find out what district they're in for you. All right. The next applicant is again Kent Store Development LLC for Kent Quick, store 921. They're applying for retail beer off premises only and retail table wine off premises only. This one is located at 11390 Monticello Drive in Duncanville. All right.
Wow, that's way up by Maxwell.
Yes, sir. All right, and then the next
Yeah.
4 applications we had presented to you last week in public safety. The first one is for 2059 Restaurant LLC, Restaurant and Bar LLC. They're applying for restaurant retail liquor. This one is located at 6421 Interstate Drive in Cottondale. All right. My next application will be for Juicy Seafood Restaurant Incorporated, DBA the K-Pot Korean Barbecue and Hot Pot, located at 4373 Courtney Drive. Again, they're applying for a restaurant retail liquor license.
A lot of bronze.
The next application is for L&W Southern Dining Experience LLC. DBA is T-Town Cafe, located at 514th Street. They're applying for a restaurant retail liquor license. And then my last application I have tonight is for by Downtown Entertainment. They're applying for a special event, less than 7 days, for the event called Bon Voyage, located at 990 University Boulevard.
Where is that Sigma Newhouse? Is that what that is?
I'm not quite sure, sir. I'll find that out too for you as well.
Back up one.
Okay. Which one?
No, the description.
Okay, you got it. Go ahead. Which one, sir?
You want Bon Voyage, Mr.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just the title page?
yeah. applying for a special Bon Voyage, is that,
That's the name for the event.
I know, but is it, typically what we see here are alumni, game day alumni bar, or is this student party?
It's a event. Yes, sir. At the house. Yes, sir. I mean, we've had different ones
I thought those
before.
were out.
No, sir. They have to have a preferred vendor to do their bartending services. So that's why Brandon has this one. That's the only way the UA will allow them to do these type of events.
Okay, Brendan's got it.
Brandon, yes, sir.
Okay, well, I ask him when it comes up. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Maddox.
I don't have anything, but we will have 2 items for executive session. One, we will stay in here, the other will need to go downstairs.
Downstairs, okay.
Never a good thing.
If I don't come back, you'll know where.
Nobody will know where we are.
Okay, we already voted Ms. Howard to do this, but we'll Ms. Johnson, go ahead.
So you guys wanted a week to go over, or just to think about who you guys wanted to make the voting delegates for the Alabama Municipal, the League of Municipalities annual meeting. That will be in May. This year, ALM will be in Huntsville. Last year, if you guys go with me, we had Ms. Howard as our voting delegate. Mr. Wilson was our first alternate, and Mr. Fail was our second alternate. So we can keep it the same, or if you guys wanted to switch it up, we could.
You good, Raven?
Yes.
All right. Are you good,
Sure,
Matthew?
why not?
All right.
You can switch it up.
And Cassius, did you say
You
you
want to
wanted
go?
No, yeah, you
So
want
make
to
Cassius be
go.
the
You want to
alternate.
be a delegate?
But you want to be a delegate, a voting?
He can take my place. Let him take my place.
Okay, so we'll do, Councilor Lanier is the backup to
What
Raven.
date is that?
So we'll have Miss Howard and then Mr. Lanier. Mr. Fail, did you want to stay?
Yeah. What date is that?
It is May 15th through 18th at the Von Braun Center. The actual meeting itself will be May 17th.
I'll pick you up and take you.
Mr. Fail, did you want to just stay the second alternate just in
That'll be
case?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's done. I'll have a resolution, I'll have an ordinance appointing you guys next week or 2 weeks from now. And then if you all take a look and right in front of you, you've got a copy of Mr. Marty Hamner's resumes. Mr. Busby, this is your recommendation for putting him on that vacant supernumerary position on the Zoning Board of Adjustments.
It is. I consider this a win. He and I had a difference of opinion on some ZBA measures, and we kind of butted heads a little bit, and I talked with him if he'd be willing to be on it, and he said, yeah, he would.
That's awesome.
And he's got a background as an appraisal. He's highly qualified for this, and very appreciative for him donating the time to be on it. I think it'll be a big help.
That's interesting you should say that you'll have to do, because now he'll see firsthand what
Yeah.
ZBA is.
But he'll also, I mean, it's a win. It's
Yeah. Is everybody okay?
Yes.
Mr. Hamner? Okay.
I'm just proud people will serve on this board.
I know, this was not one of those where they had a complaint but didn't want to do anything.
You're not kidding.
All right.
Okay,
That's all I have.
that's all we have? Okay. Mr. Holmes,
Sir, good afternoon, council.
good afternoon.
I have a number of items today. I am actually over on the top of page 3 in the laundry list. First of these comes from projects on last week on the 27th, and so I will let you know when we switch over to ones that didn't come from projects on the 27th, so you don't have to hear me say that after each one. On page 25, he'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Chip Griffith Construction. This is a total of $7,400. On page 26, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Control Climate Heating and Cooling LLC. This is a total of $2,864. On page 27, you'll be authorizing a contract with Jacobs Engineering Group. This is a total not to exceed $54,750. On page 28, you'll be authorizing a contract with Wagner Engineering Incorporated. This is a total not to exceed $9,280. On page 29, you'll be authorizing a professional services agreement with Duncan Coker Associates. This is for engineering and related services for the Veterans Memorial Parkway pedestrian bridge demolition. That is a total of $217,300. On page 30, you'll be authorizing a professional services contract with Lamar Advertising for professional advertising services. That's a total of $67,800. On page 31, you'll be authorizing a 3-year contract with High Safe Recertification Division, a division of Canopy Services, LLC, and this is a total not to exceed $9,525. On page 32, you'll be authorizing a contract amendment number 1 with Team Dynamic Solutions. This is for software purchase and implementation. It is a total of $2,377.90. On page 33, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 2 Improvement Funds for the Central High School and Stillman College. This is a total of $5,000 and came to you in finance last week. On page 34, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 3 Improvement Funds for the Sokol Park Obstacle Course. This was for $1,000 and came to you in finance last week. On page 35, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 4 Improvement Funds for the YMCA Men's Club of Alabama. This is a total of $3,000 and came to you in finance last week. On page 36, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 6 Improvement Funds for the Kristen Emerson Foundation, Backpack Connections, Woodland Forest Elementary School, Eastwood Middle School, Paul Bryant High School, Caring Days, and the Ivy Foundation. This is a total amongst all those agencies of $7,000 and came to you in finance last week. On page 37, you'll be authorizing a contract with Life South Community Blood Centers. This is a total not to exceed $24,000 and came to you in public safety last week. On page 38, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute a permit with Tuscaloosa Paddle Boards. This came to you in projects last week. On page 39, you'll be authorizing a selection and pre-event contract with Crowder Gulf LLC for disaster recovery assistance and debris removal. This came to you in projects last week. On page 40, you'll be authorizing amendment number 5 to the 2019 A warrant series. This came to you from finance last week. On page 41, you'll be adopting amendment 8 to the FY24 fiscal fund budget. And this came to you, the general fund budget. This came to you from finance last week. On page 42, you'll be setting March 19th, March 26th, and April 9th as the dates for a public hearing to consider the renaming of a portion of 18th Street between Veterans and 13th Street to Permacetti Avenue. There is a substitute for that is correcting some of the streets were mixed up. And so you'll have a substitute tonight, so you will not be renaming Veterans.
Good.
Any other questions for me?
Any questions for Scott?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It was, first came out of the renaming part of Veterans Parkway. Okay, projects, finance, admin, properties, council at 6, very busy day. Tomorrow, public hearings on CDBG project completions in the council chambers. It's always, I've been to a few of those over the years. No meetings next week due to spring break. And on the 13th, the Historic Preservation Commission and Planning and Zoning, Monday, March 18th at 5.
No meetings at all. We're not having council next week.
Not next week, spring break. Spring breakers. Also, before we go into executive session, don't forget, today is Super Tuesday, and make sure you go vote. I haven't voted yet, but I'm definitely going to. So anyway, is there a motion we go into executive session?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Holmes.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
motion second.
As your city attorney and attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Alabama, I can certify that this executive session is to discuss with their attorney the legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation, controversies not yet being litigated but imminently likely to be litigated or imminently likely to be litigated if the governmental body pursues a proposed course of action. as well as to discuss preliminary negotiations involving matters of trade or commerce in which the governmental body is in competition with private individuals or entities or other governmental bodies in Alabama or in other states or foreign nations, the discussions of which would have a detrimental effect upon the competitive position of a party to the negotiations or upon the location, retention, expansion, or upgrading of a public employee, business entity, or area served by the governmental body if disclosed outside of executive session.
Okay. We have motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.